It is 1 o'clock. Welcome to Hug Nation. Hug Nation is a once-a-week chance to throw out where you are physically and embrace where you are spiritually as a member of a human family, a brother, a sister that embraces all the other brothers and sisters out there. We take just a few moments to reach out with our hearts and embrace with our spirit everyone else that is willing to do the same. And even those that aren't, we sneak in when they're not looking and grab them and love them. We also take a few minutes every week to have a little bit of the Tao Buffet. A little sample, a little taste of some spiritual idea that we can chew on, swallow it if we want, spit it out if we don't. Alright, I am going to see if I can make today's Tao Buffet work. It's some thoughts that have been going on in my head, all swirly. I'll see if I can make it concrete. It comes down to the idea of turn the other cheek. I love this idea. I think this is the crux of all things spiritual, to be honest. Maybe not all things spiritual. I think it's the key to our spiritual evolution. And it's how you can really see if someone is truly a Christian. If ever I'm talking to somebody and they're talking to me about Christian ideas, I smack them in the face. And if they offer me their other cheek, I know that they're truly a Christian. If they do anything else, then I curse them and tell them that they're going to hell. No, I'm just kidding. But turn the other cheek. It comes from the Sermon on the Mount, right? It is, Jesus said, and I actually printed this out for myself so that I wouldn't botch it. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. That's bold. Uber bold. That is as hippy-dippy, crazy, new wavy, new agey as you can get. How many people that call themselves Christians embrace that? I would say very, very few. But it's not just a Christian thing. Look at this. Socrates actually said, in 399 BC, before he was executed, one should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. Pretty cool, huh? And it's ironic that the person who embraced that teaching of Christ more than anyone in recent history was not a Christian at all, but a Hindu, an Indian Hindu. It was Gandhi. There's an incredible scene in the movie Gandhi when he is walking on this path with a Christian minister, and they walk up to these men who are threatening them with violence, and Gandhi walks up to them fearless, and it causes them to start talking about the idea of turn the other cheek. And the Christian minister's like, I don't think that's literal. I think that's a metaphor. And Gandhi says, I don't think that's true. I think that what, and I'm paraphrasing here, I think that what Jesus was saying is that if you truly allow someone to their aggression against you and do not counter it with aggression, you turn their heart. You cause something inside them to change, where they realize the wrongness, the evil in their actions. Gandhi actually even told, he told Jews during the time of Hitler that they should still practice nonviolence, and he got tons of grief for it. On his deathbed, he still said, yes, that is the only way to stop the cycle of violence, even if it causes the death of millions. Woo! That is a bold statement, and most people would disagree with him. And let me try to wrap my arms around, or my head I know my head is a little big right now, so it might make it easier. Maybe that's why I did this, so I could wrap my head around these ideas. I believe that Gandhi's idea there, his interpretation of that, is the key to true evolution. And I mean evolution beyond physical evolution, because humans are like the pinnacle of human evolution, of animal evolution, right? And yet we are still animals. We are a part of the system of violence and death and killing and dominance. That's what nature is. Nature is a huge system of checks and balances of violence and death and killing and eating and destroying and dominance. Humans get this incredible gift and curse of consciousness, of guilt, of all these things that cause us to have the potential to think about these cycles. It's also probably one of the reasons why so many of us, so much of our culture is about drugs and alcohol, is because that consciousness is hard to handle. It would be a lot easier if all we had to do was find food and kill things smaller than us. But we've got all these thoughts that we have to figure out. So what Gandhi and Jesus and Socrates are saying is, if we want to break out of this cycle of death, killing, destruction, dominance, we need to step out and not play a part of it, and actually resist it. Break that back and forth violence by simply taking it. Do I believe that we can do that? No, not really. I don't really think that as a human species that we are at a space where we can do that. I mean, even in Gandhi's incredibly successful nonviolence movement, it fell apart the minute one person got angry and struck out. And we have a culture that is, I would say, far more violent than that. I guess so. What the Tao Buffet message of today is simply trying to look at the idea of turn the other cheek. And if we are spiritual beings, whoever our spiritual teacher is, most of the truly of the leaders of these spiritual movements embrace some element of golden rule, turn the other cheek. And if we try to not embrace the dogma of these groups, but try to truly get to the root of these, to find the path to evolution, I think it's somewhere in that turn the other cheek. I'm just saying that. I'm just one guy with the crazy pink fro. So I hope that we can evolve. To be totally honest, I think the only way that will happen is in a post-apocalyptic scenario. I think it'll take a atomic or biological disaster to break down our species to a tiny number where we rethink all of our systems, and then turn the other cheek becomes our path to salvation and evolution. It's not what I'm hoping for, that's just what I believe to be the only way out. Or we'll just continue to be a part of this natural system. Nothing wrong with that, it's just the way it works. We eat things, we kill things, we smash things. The state of nature is not one of peace, the state of nature is one of violence. So let's all do our best to hug more, love more, fear less, and think through our thoughts of violence. That's our gift as humans, to make a choice. We don't have to act within a system, we can make a choice within that system and evolve and become like our prophets. Sound good, guys? If I see you in public, I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna slap you in the face. So be ready to turn the other cheek. And if you want, just so you know, you can turn any cheek. You can turn a facial cheek or a rear cheek. Either one, and I will consider you to be on the team.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.